In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a 3D potion inside of Blender. This tutorial is for intermediate to beginner users of Blender, so I will not go step by step to all of the keys, but if you have a general knowledge of how Blender works, you can follow this with no problem. And also, all of my keyboard shortcuts will be shown in this right corner right here. So as you can see right here, you will be able to see any shortcut that I use if I don't mention it. So the first thing you want to do once you enter inside of Blender, you want to select all with Shift and delete all with X. Since none of that will be helpful for this scene, you want to click Shift A and add a UV sphere. So yeah, this will work fine for us right now. You want to go into the side view with X, and inside of edit mode, you want to go into X-ray view, so clicking this like square icon, so you can select the other side as well. So this side you will be able to select it. And you can be in vertex mode, and you want to click this part of the potion, and you want to delete the vertices. Once you have deleted the vertices, you can select these edges, extrude them in the z-axis, and not too far away because this is the bottom part of the potion, so it's not that extruded. And now you can click F to fill, and now you have the bottom part of the potion done. So now once you have done this bottom area, you want to go up here and delete. You can select face select mode, so you can select the faces, and with Alt Shift select these faces, and for these other faces you just have to click Shift and with the box just select that part and click X to delete and delete the faces. So now with Alt Shift again, you're going to select these edges. Once you have selected the edges, you want to click ES, well, Z and now S. So you're going to do the top part of the potion now. And now you're going to extrude up however much you want. For me, it's going to be not too tall, so we're going to do that. And add with Control R, a edge loop here. Right click here and S to scale a little bit so it has a smoother shape here, which it is easier to do afterwards when you have already done this part. Now again, select all of the circle with Alt Shift, and you will have all of the edges selected. Now we want to click E, and just after you click E, you want to click S. And as you will see, there is like it is expanding, but it is expanding to the side this way. So however much you want it, you can extrude it, and then you will just need to click E, Z in the Z axis, and you can leave it probably maybe a little bit like this, and that is already looking very good. So right now it looks a little bit flat, so we're going to continue with adding more things. So once you have this, you want to add a solidify modifier, and you want to go into the, I think 0.07 looks nice for me right now. You can also apply the scale if you want to. With that done, you now want to add a bevel modifier, and you want to increase the segments to probably at least 3. So now we have these edges much more softer and it looks much nicer. And now you can right click and shade smooth. You can also maybe add a subdivision modifier. Right now, not right now. You just have to apply the solidify modifier for the next step, and the other modifiers don't apply them because they won't give us any use, and you can just have them there. So now that we're done with this and we have applied the modifier, we just want to go into edit mode, and inside here in the potion, you just want to select this edge and fill it. So yeah, so now after you have filled this in, you just want to go into X-ray view, and maybe if you want, you can go into side view and just click Control plus, and that way you are selecting each time more of these faces, so we can afterwards create the liquid. Now once you have duplicated, make sure to click P and separate by selection. Now you want to go back to object mode, and you want to click into this object that you just created. You just want to delete this line which got selected by the process of the other one, but this is not something that we will be using. You can just delete all of the vertices here and click here, all of the edges here, and you can click all of the edges at the top, and you just want to fill that. Now you want to remove the X-ray view because that can be annoying. And since we are going to model this, well, yeah, we're going to adjust the inside part of the potion, and we have this potion in the middle of it that can be very disturbing in the process of modifying the interior of the potion. We're going to just click this object inside and select and click forward slash, so we only see this object and we don't see the potion. The potion, don't worry, it is still there, but we are just seeing this so it is easier in the modeling process. So now I deleted that because that's something that we didn't need, and I just made it so it looks like that. So this is basically what you need, and now you just have to select the top of the potion liquid and go into face and click grid fill, and maybe you can subdivide here. And now we can click all of the edges here below, just go into the Y or X in this side panel, go into X-ray view. It is very important to go into X-ray view because if not, you will not be selecting everything, and just click edge to hide them. Just as before, if you hide them, it is still there, but it is easier just for the modeling process. So now you just want to select random edges, vertices I mean, that you just want to move. And in the z-axis, well, activate proportional editing, that is important. And in the z-axis, you can move them maybe a little bit up and maybe a little bit down. And this way it looks like the liquid is magical and it is moving inside, so that will give a nice stylized look into your scenes. This is important that you always select the x-axis, because if you don't, it can maybe not look very good. Now, if you click Alt H as I did before, right now, you will bring the liquid back up, and now that we have already modeled the liquid, you can maybe detail it however you want it, but too much detail, if it's a small potion, it's not going to be visible, so just exaggerate the proportions and that will just look fine. Click forward slash again in the keyboard and you will be back where you were before, and go back to edit mode as well. So now you have modeled the potion bottle, you have the potion liquid as you can see here, And the only thing remaining is the potion top, so it can close. So for this, you can add a circle or you can add a cylinder. Personally, I think it is a case where you can use a cylinder because it might be just a bit easier. And in the z-axis here where I clicked, you just want to align it so it fits into the bottle. Make sure that it fits nicely and it goes and go two over it, as you can see here. And it is the mesh is going out of the other mesh, so you just want to uh, move it with G and Z, and now it fits tightly and very well. Of course, this is not what you want because this is a little bit bland, so we're going to select the bottom of the face right here with X-ray view, and without proportional editing, you just want to scale this down a little bit, and this you can move it a little bit and scale it up as well, so it has a bit of a more stylized look that can look very nicely. And you can just click here, add a bevel modifier as well. You can increase however you want, but I'm going to go for a stylized look. And you just want to add 3 segments is enough because if you shade smooth, it already looks very nice. To shade smooth, right click and click shade smooth. So now we have the model of the potion done. So I'm going to move this up with G and Z. So it moves into the z-axis and it only moves up. So we basically already have the bottle done, and this is only the modeling, but there is a more detailed part and the, of course, shading. So we're going to go into material preview. So with this, modeling of the potion is completed. So now what you need to do is add the materials to each part of the potion. So for that, you're going to go into this tab right here and change to material preview so you can see the materials that you're adding into the mesh. And then here in this panel, instead of being in the modifiers, you just want to go into the material properties. And of course, this is a simple way to see the material properties, but a better way to see material properties and maybe some stuff that we may be doing here, it is to change this timeline, which is normally for animating, but we're not going to animate this time. And you just want to change this to shader editor, which is basically the same as here. So when you add a material here with the plus icon, as you can see, it appears here, but you basically have the same right here. And now we're going to first start with the glass material. So to make glass in Blender, it is very simple actually. Metallic, you just want to leave it at 0 as it is here. And the roughness, you just want to turn it to 0. So as you can see, it is now a more reflective material as glass would be. And you want to leave the settings as they are and just change the transmission as you see here. And just turn on the weight into 1. And now, of course, here you're in material preview and you are not in either in cycles, which my tutorial is for cycles. If you were in cycles, you would see that this you would be able to see through like a glass here, but as you are in material preview, you are not going to, the material looks like this, but it doesn't look like this in the render because it doesn't look very nice right now. So don't worry about that. And now I'm just going to click H here so I cannot see that, so I can edit this liquid part inside with out the other without the potion bothering me. So that way it is all much nicer. And now when for doing the potion material, it gets a bit more complicated. Just add a new material right there. And you want to, as we did with the glass, turn the roughness into 0 and leave these two settings the same way. You want to change the transmission into 1. And now into emission, you want to add a little bit of emission so you can see the liquid inside with a little bit of brightness so it looks like it is a magical potion. You can add any color you want for the potion. I personally like blue color, but that is up to you, definitely up to you. And here into the emission, I personally have it at 0.05. That is because it doesn't look very well. If it's very shiny, you cannot really see like the uh, roughness of it and stuff. So I don't like to have it very shiny. But if you want to try increasing the strength and it looks good for you, that's up to you. And if it works for you, that's great. And yeah, I think this material is done as well. So we can click Alt H to make sure that this comes back. And for the final material, you're just going to go in and add here as well a new material. And just add like a top of the potion material that should be a little bit brownish color. Just move this until you think it can look very good. And yes, something like that. And I just like to change the roughness to 0. Probably 0.7, so it's not super reflective, and yeah, it's more accurate to what the material would be for that. So yeah, this is the potion with all of the materials, and if you add some lighting and maybe you add it into a scene, it should look like the image that I have attached to you right now on screen. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and the tutorial was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment on what you would like a tutorial on next. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.